Good. So we're towards the end of fifth parak. Let's see. Did we?
I think you're finishing.
We didn't finish the fifth parak yet. But the question I have: did we finish the Rambam on Mishnah Kaf? Okay, yes. So Mishnah Kaf Aleph. Hu haya omer. This is Yehuda ben Tema. Yehuda ben Tema used to say, Ben chamesh shanim lemikra. A 5-year-old should be taught Chumash. Ben eser lemishnah. A 10-year-old should be taught Mishnah. Ben shalosh esrei lemitzvot. 13 years old, mitzvot. It's very, very interesting. And when they enter their teenage years, it says mitzvot acts. Like, mitzvot, that's when the chiyuv of mitzvot comes. But teenagers need to be active also. Teenagers, they need to be active, it seems. So 13 years old, you focus more on the acts also. Ben 15 Gemara, 15-year-old, they learn Gemara. Ben 18 lechuppah. At age 18, they yimayim off. Ben 20 lirdof. Age 20 lirdof. Now they have to have ambition. It's very important to have ambition in life, to have goals in life, to know where you're going. Ben 30 lekoach. At age 30, you start to make it. Koach. One has to, at that point, be persistent. Is where the things start to grow, the business starts to grow, yeah? Ben 40 lebina. 40-year-old is the age for understanding, for wisdom. You slow down a little bit on the physical realm, but bina. Ben 50 le'etzah. At age 50, one is already experienced enough to be able to give etzah to others.
50?
A guide to others, yes. Ben 60 lezikna. As one gets to 60, he's got to slow down a little bit. Right? Ben 70 leseva. 70, right, is old age. Ben 80 legura. Somebody is 80 years old, that must mean he's a strong person. He's a strong person. Want somebody who's still going around at age 80, Baruch Hashem. Ben 90 lesuach. Right, 90-year-old, the point is to talk, to teach, to expart wisdom, to impart wisdom, I should say.
Wisdom or give...
Oh, that's 80. 80 is Gevurah. 90. 90 is Lasuach, speak. And he's got to hand it over already. Ben Me'ah, if one has the zechut to reach 100 years old, he's done his mission in this world. Right? So, it is very interesting. Right, let's focus on the first part of the Mishnah. 5-year-old Mikra, 10-year-old Mishnah. It is very, very, very important. Chachamim are telling us that one has to deal with children and then eventually ourselves in a time-appropriate manner. There are stages in life. And a lot of times parents ask, is this wrong to do? It's not a question of right or wrong a lot of times. The question is appropriate or not appropriate. Is it appropriate for his age? Right? It may not be a wrong, is it wrong what I'm doing? No, it's not wrong if your child was 9, but your child is 6.
25.
That's right. So it's a lot of times a question appropriate. That's what the Yehuda ben Tema says. Ben 5 shanim lemikra, ben 10 shanim lemishnah. It's very, very important to be really appropriate for the age of the children. That's why our schools now, they may not follow this very, very exact, but they are very, very careful in their curriculum. What age, what do they give, what don't they give? It's very, very important. I tell you, more important than school is what we have at home. Sometimes unrealistic, or I should say not age appropriate expectations are very, very disastrous. So one has to be careful. I think I said this here. Another time I'll say it again. No, I said this not so long ago. The person that went with his child to Rabbi Yaakov Kamenetsky, and he wasn't saying hello. So I felt that's not something you push him. You don't push him.
To say hello?
Yeah, he said he wasn't saying shalom to the Rosh Yeshiva.
Oh
So the father said, say shalom. He was shy. Say shalom. He was shy. So the father started getting a little bit, unhappy, as I said. So Rabbi Yaakov stopped him. He said, look, don't ever make a non-issue into an issue. Meaning what? Meaning an issue that will solve itself, do not make it to an issue. So do you have any doubts that in a couple of years, if you would have a chance to say shalom to a Rosh Yeshiva, he wouldn't say? Wouldn't he want to? Wouldn't he run over?
Right.
Right? He's just shy. So why push him? Why push the kid? This is going to solve itself. You don't need to work on this. So first, let's pick, where do we need to work? Do we need to work on something?
What's something that you would push?
Right? So then, it's very, very important. It's very, very important to seize the right moment. You seize something too early, you make demands too early, and the child will be, will have a negative reaction towards that thing for a long time to come. You ask a child, I'll give a bad example. Right? Grab the moment. A child who's not ready, 3-year-old, 4-year-old, you demand that they clean their room. Okay, they clean the toys they bring, whatever. You have to be a parent. You have to know your child. But you make it when it's too difficult for them. They may do it, but it's not the right approach. Then they'll be very, very uncomfortable. They'll have negative feeling in their mind for a long time to come. If you do it too late, you wait till the child is really set into his ways. You should have started hygiene, putting away his clothing, these type of things a little bit earlier. You wait too late, and he will resent it. Well, I'm a baby that you tell me brush my teeth, but you don't brush your teeth because you never got into that, or whatever the case may be. That's what this Mishnah is telling us. You have to have the right moment, not too early, not too late. It's unbelievable thing, and I'll finish with this. You have to continue. There's a lot to be said here. It's an unbelievable thing what the Gemara teaches us. When is the time that we mechanech children? When do we ask a child to come to Sukkah? That is the mitzvah of Sukkah. When he could appreciate, Gemara says, Mishnah says, when he could appreciate and understand what is Sukkah. Katan hayachol lena'neya. A child that appreciates and knows what is etrog, you give it to him. You excite him with it. You demand when he's too young.
You don't push.
When he's too old already, you lost it. Right? Katan yachol lilvosh tzitzit, aviv konelo. Every one of them. Chazal do not give us an age. When he has that, everything you have to. Is this the right moment? Is this how old is the child? So the child is playing with something muktzeh. The 2-year-old, the 3-year-old, the 5-year-old, the 7-year-old, you respond to them differently. You don't respond to them the same. So it's very, very important. Ben Chamesh, Ben Eser, that's what Mishnah is saying. Mishnah is saying there are stages in the development of China. You have to be very careful to deal with them, to talk with them within that stage. Okay, we shall continue.